These are the assembly instructions for the CommScope OFE CLS outside plant fiber optic closure. The closure comes complete with the necessary fittings to accept 2 standard outside plant cables. Included are grommets, cable ties, adhesive blue felt strip, lubricant, and other hardware to ensure the cables will be held securely. For terminating the fibers, a slide lock management system comprised of the splice tray bracket and mounting plate will be required. Begin by using the measuring tape to ascertain the correct grommet size to be used. In this instance, the A-size light blue grommet from the kit is used. Looking at the closure, the slide lock management system, located here in the end cap, can be removed to make stripping of the cables easier. The end cap has 4 entry points, 2 of which are open. So, remove these blanking caps. Looking at the opposite side, there are 2 metal adjustable support brackets for the incoming cables. At the end of these, there are clamps to hold the strength members. Position the grommet with the A side facing the cable and pass it along the cable. Mark each cable at 193 centimeters or 76 inches with a piece of tape, as this is the average length required to splice fibers in this closure. Push both cables through the end cap without securing them and allow the grommets to seat loosely. The cables can be stripped now, cutting back the sheath to the tape markers. Do not completely cut off the central strength members when doing this, as they need to be cut to length for the clamp. The cable supports have raised grips to help hold the cable firmly in position. Lay the end of the cable over the grips. Using the hose clamp from the kit, tighten securely. It will help if the screws of the hose clamp face the center of the closure. The central strength members can now be cut to length to fit underneath the clamp at the end of the support bar. Slide them under the clamp and tighten. This will hold the cable securely in the closure. Now that the cable is securely fastened inside the closure, return to the cable entry point and carefully withdraw the blue grommets enough to insert the pink wedge between the entry holes. Replace the blue grommets and push them and the pink wedge in as far as you can by hand. In the kit, you will find 2 beige, large split drivers. These are 2-part collars. Fit both parts over the cable and use it to push the blue grommet further into the end cap. Now, hand tighten the locking cap. Do the same to the second cable. As seen here, the locking cap also comes in 2 parts and can be fitted retrospectively. The locking caps can be further tightened with the 2-part split tightening assistant. As the end cap rotates, holding the fiber support bars while tightening will make this easier. The slide lock management system can now be fitted back into the end cap. Line it up and insert the plastic rivet. Dress each 3mm buffer tube around the underside of the management system one complete circuit, and then over onto the top side. Install 2 cable ties into the splice tray at the entry points and run the fibers between them. Mark the buffer tubes 5 cm or 2 inches inside the splice tray. The buffer tube can now be removed back to this point. As there are 12 fibers to be spliced in this tray, the first 6 should be identified, as they will go to one side of the splice tray, with the remaining 6 to the other side. Use a cleaning wipe to remove any grease from the buffer and apply 2 turns of protective sticky blue felt from the kit about 1 cm or 1/2 inch from the cut end. Wrap the ties over the blue felt on the buffer tube and secure it to the splice tray. Trim the ties. Dress the fibers around to the splice holders and trim, leaving a 5 cm or 2 inch overlap. Now, fit the plastic cover over the splice tray. Carefully remove the splice tray from the management system by removing the wing nut and squeezing the rear hinge of the splice tray lock. Holding the splice tray in one hand, unwind the buffered fibers from the brackets and extend the splice tray in a straight line away from the end cap. Remove the cover. The fibers are now ready to be fitted with splice covers in preparation for cleaving and splicing. Once complete, reroute the buffer tubes back into the management system and refit the splice tray. When there are more than 24 fibers, additional splice trays can be fitted using the stacking splice tray lock. Once the splices are complete, the cover can be fitted. Apply a small amount of lubricant to the O-ring prior to closure sealing. Carefully locate the cover over the end cap, ensuring the security lock tabs on the end cap are lined up. Rotate the cover clockwise, seating it on the O-ring. This will be a tight fit, and pressure will be required to push both parts together. Install the cotter pin, ensuring the 2 parts are aligned correctly. If required, the cotter pin can be replaced with a padlock to prevent unauthorized entry. An air pressure test can be carried out by applying up to 10 psi, 689 millibars, through the air valve. Once completed, release the air pressure. This completes the assembly of the CommScope OFE CLS outside plant fiber optic closure.